What's up, fight fans? This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I got some new news concerning Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte's promoter, Eddie Hearn, has confirmed that the December 22nd date with Dereck Chisora has been confirmed. So I'm assuming that they have came to an agreement because, you know, Dereck Chisora, he wanted 50-50. He wanted too much money. So I think they came to an understanding that, you know, about the pay, you know, that's expected coming from a big platform from the zone, right? But, you know, just seeing this fight made and the trouble having this fight, and it was almost like they were hell-bent on making this fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just more of that bullshit to me. I see it like, okay, he wanted too much money, so that should have been a sign of, okay, let's go to the next fighter. Why are you so worried about Dereck Chisora? The only person Dereck Chisora beat was Takam. Takam had already been stopped by Anthony Joshua, you know, so, you know, he was pretty much a leftover fighter. I understand the fight between him and Dillian Whyte. They had a pretty good fight, but Dillian Whyte won that fight, okay? So there's no need to replay back a fight that's already been fought. See, that's no different than what Bob Arum was doing. Bob Arum did the same shit with Pacquiao, Marquez, Bradley. All these dudes fought each other again and again, and it was stupid. You know, and it was like, okay, Bradley fought Marquez, right? There was no need for to run that back. I look at that fight the same way I look at the Chisora and Whyte fight. Whyte needs to go on and fight someone else. You know what I'm saying? And then they made those fights because they wanted to keep all the fights in-house, which was stupid. Luis Ortiz has just signed a 3-fight deal with DAZN. He is on that side of the street. He is on that platform now. There's no need to not fight him. You know what I mean? And it seems like to me, they're just trying to wake that guy out. If y'all guys already label him as the old man and dig up the old man and, you know, he's 49 years old and, you know what I mean? You know, he's boring or whatever you think he is, he's still dangerous. And then that's what I'm talking about. See, Eddie Hearn runs into problems. This is why he runs into problems. You have guys like Dante's Boxing Nation, Boxing Ego, and other fighters from the LDBC and, right, you know, those cats. You have those guys and they criticize him, okay? He gets hit with all this criticism. They really never give him credit for the things that he's doing for the sport and the way he's getting these fighters paid. But they criticize him for certain reasons. You know what I mean? Mostly biased reasons. I'm not a biased person. This is not a biased channel. I just see things how I see it. And Eddie Hearn, if you have someone like Boxing Ego saying, you know what, Dillian Whyte's going to end up fighting Anthony Joshua because they don't want to fight the real fighters, and you got a guy like that in other channels that, you know, have way more subscribers with way more views than I have. Okay, you have a guy like that that's reaching thousands of people each and every video, or every video that he mentions Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn has to be attentive to that. You know what I'm saying? He has to know that, okay, these guys expect me to do this, you know, and I'm telling people and I'm trying to make the best fights. Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua is not the best fight. Dillian Whyte and Dereck Chisora 2 is not the best fight. None of these fights, because they already been rematched. This is a rematch. Why do we need a rematch on these fights? You know what I mean? You're just giving the naysayers the opportunity to slander your name. You know what I mean? But in a lot of cases, well, damn, can you call them wrong? Because it's like this, okay? The moment someone finds out you're full of shit or you're doing something shady, you know, that gives them full right never to trust anything that comes out of your mouth again. If you find out somebody's a liar, like you're dating a chick, right? And then the chick, you know, you might have your speculation about the chick, your doubts about her anyway, right? Just call it just, you know, a discernment or being clairvoyant or whatever, and you just think, I think she's up to something. And then you catch her in a lie, you know, or she says something that's not quite right, that's contradicting. You know what I mean? Then that's when, and then you find out that, okay, hey, that's something that supports what you were already thinking. right? Regardless of why you were thinking it. You know what I'm saying? You have no reason to trust that person after that. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's exactly what these other channels are doing. You know, they might not like Eddie Hearn because he's white, he's British, he's whatever. But you can't call someone wrong for making a prediction on who you would fight because you don't want or you haven't made the right fights. You know, sure, the Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder thing was, it's a toss-up to whoever you want to believe that was ducking. But then you have other fights like Dillian Whyte and Luis Ortiz and Dereck Chisora. He comes out of nowhere. You know what I mean? But what's the common ground for Dereck Chisora? He's a DAZN fighter. You know, he's signed for Matchroom. So, yeah, that's an easier fight to make. I get that. But why would you want to make that if you're trying to give people the best fights? See, Eddie Hearn, by this point, he's signing all these fighters, a lot of fighters. Come on, one come all, right? You're signing these guys to DAZN. Now, you have a right, you have a duty to make the best fights, okay? You have to use your platform the best possible way. You know what I mean? He has to be more concerned with that. He can't be signing Luis Ortiz not for so he can't fight another guy, and that's what critics are saying, right? Don't make them right. That's all I'm saying, because the more you prove them right, the more that argument gets stronger. The more it gets stronger. The more they're like, they're not going to fight Luis Ortiz, because if they fight Luis Ortiz and he beats Dillian Whyte, because there's a good chance, and I believe that, there's a good chance that Dillian Whyte won't make it out of that Ortiz fight victorious. That's why that fight hasn't been made. And I believe that now because they're hell-bent on fighting Dereck Chisora that wanted too much damn money for just beating Takam. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he gave Anthony Joshua a good fight, but still, all in all, Anthony Joshua took that boy out, right? So just because Takam was supposed to beat Chisora doesn't give Chisora, that's his coming back fight. That doesn't mean he needs to, he's in line for the WBC silver. That doesn't mean that at all. So I don't even see where that fight just comes out of thin air. You know, oh, pick Dereck Chisora. No, don't get with Luis Ortiz. You know what I mean? Because he was an Al Haymon fighter, right? But Luis Ortiz now signed a 3-fight deal. So there's no reason you couldn't fight him. So that makes no sense at all. That's no excuse why that fight shouldn't have happened. Because Ortiz was like, hey, I'll take the money. You know what I'm saying? He has children. He has to feed his family. You think he's going to turn? You think he's going to do what Chisora tried to do because he knew Eddie Hearn had a big checkbook and asked for all that damn money? He wouldn't have done that. He told Dillian Whyte. He called his damn bluff. Hey, send the contract over and I'll sign it. You in trouble now, boy, son, right? What happened? You know what I mean? And that was before the Dereck Chisora asked for too much money. Then if Dereck Chisora asked for too much money, then, oh, well, no, he's out because he asked for too much money. Then now all of a sudden it's confirmed for December 22nd. See, that's that bullshit. That's why Eddie Hearn gets criticized like he does by all these channels. It doesn't matter why they're doing it. I mean, it does, but it really doesn't matter because if he's doing the same bullshit that they're expecting him to do, what's the point? You see what I'm saying? That fight pisses me off because I want to see the best fight the best. Like, I hope all my viewers do. I don't want to see fucking rerun fights. Let's run that back. Well, I don't want to see a Chisora and Dillian Whyte 2. I don't want to see a Dillian Whyte and Anthony Joshua 2. I've already explained that. No one wants to see these fights. If he could have fought someone, Dominique Brazil said, hey, I'll fight you. You know what I'm saying? I'll fight you on the December 22nd. No, we're going to go with Chisora. You see what I'm saying? Because that type of fight with Dominique Brazil, you know, and even if he beats Dillian Whyte, so what? You know, Dillian Whyte's out of the ranking. Anthony Joshua already beat Brazil. So there wouldn't be any reason why Anthony Joshua would want to fight, you know, Dominique Brazil again. Now, of course, he's improved, but we could all say every fighter's improved. We could say Dereck Chisora improved. That's why they want him in the ring. That's the excuse. He's improved a lot since the last fight. So what? You know what I mean? He still got beat, you know, and he hasn't done enough lately to get a fight with Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte has fought a lot of credible opponents, bro. You know what I mean? He's building his resume and he only has one loss. You understand? He only has one loss. So where does this How do you credit that? Just because he had a tough fight with him before? You know what I mean? That's just like Canelo saying, I had a tough fight with Lara, and a lot of people think you lost. You know, he ain't fighting him because he doesn't have to, you know? But anyway, man, you know, I just think Eddie Hearn should really pay attention to his critics, because if he doesn't, that's how he gets his name slandered. You know what I mean? But if it's for good reason, no one's safe on this channel. Not Eddie Hearn, not Anthony Joshua, not Deontay fucking Wilder. None of them. You know, if I see something that don't look right, I'm going to call you on it. And that's what we do. I had to counterpunch it. You guys tell me what you think about this video. Please subscribe. And you guys been counterpunched. Peace.